In a small town in France, people are excited about the new book, Deus. This is the third book in a popular series. The story starts with an old man named Fontaine who owns a bookstore. He helps the author of Deus meet a well-known publisher named Angstrom. Angstrom has already published 2 successful books and hopes the third will be even better. The story takes us to different places. In Portugal, a woman named Thelma is busy with her daily life. Then, in Denmark, a mother named Helen decides to leave her family for a secret reason. In England, a man named Alex Goodman is starting a new part of his life. The story moves quickly across Europe and even to China and Russia, introducing us to several characters like Ingrid in Germany, Javier in Spain, Dario in Italy, Kados in Greece, Chun in China, and Katarina in Russia. These 9 people from around the world come together in France at the publisher's grand office. When they arrive, they go through strict security checks and can only enter with their ID. They find out they have to translate Deus into 9 different languages. This is a hard job. They're not put to work right away, but are given detailed instructions. They work in a special underground bunker designed to help them focus without getting tired. This bunker is now their world, isolated to protect the book's secrets. They spend their days translating the book, turning words into ideas that will reach people worldwide. In a small, safe room in France, translators from all over the world meet, each with a careful Russian bodyguard. The room feels tense as Mr. Angstrom, the secretive publisher, comes in. He announces that the famous book, Deus, has 480 pages, and each translator will get only 10 pages each day, taking 48 days to finish their job. Mr. Angstrom explains the strict rules. Any mistake could end their careers or even put their lives at risk. Deus is not just any book. It's a global hit that needs to be translated perfectly to keep its beautiful French style in 9 different languages. Despite the pressure, the translators are paid well and treated like VIPs, which helps because of the risks and tough work conditions. They share stories at lunch for a break from their hard work. Kados from Greece says he's there for the good pay, while Katarina from Russia shares her love for Deus and her dream to meet its mysterious author, Oscar Brock. As they finish the 10th page, everyone is deeply into their work, especially Katarina, who is moved to tears by the story. Suddenly, they all look up as Mr. Angstrom walks in with a suitcase carrying a flash drive that has a special security system recognized by 9 countries, ensuring their translations are kept secret and safe from leaks. Here, the mysterious publisher, Mr. Angstrom, tells the translators to rest because they have another 10 pages to translate the next day. After an 8-hour break, they start the second day and quickly finish 10 more pages. They still have 46 days left and feel both tired and thankful to be part of such a special project. Angstrom thinks about how the book Deus has made him rich and he doesn't need to rely on other work. Suddenly, the day takes a dramatic turn. While eating, Angstrom checks his emails and finds one that shocks everyone. Someone has threatened to release parts of Deus unless they get paid 80 million euros. The mood becomes tense as Angstrom shares that there might be a spy among them who has shared details about the book. The translators are shocked and don't trust each other anymore. Dario from Italy is ready to find who did it. Crino finds the situation funny, but his strict Russian bodyguard tells him to be quiet. Alex Goodman tries to help Kados as the tension grows. Angstrom decides not to wait for anyone to confess. He's going to find out the truth by himself. After the tense meeting, a detailed search was conducted. Nothing out of the ordinary was found in Ingrid's or Dario's rooms. However, in Helen's room, the bodyguards found a hidden stack of papers written in Danish. Helen admitted these were pages from a novel she was writing, showing she cared more about writing than translate. Unfortunately, Angstrom, who could read Danish, told Helen bluntly that her writing was not good and she should stick to her main job. Even though Helen's secret was out and had nothing to do with the threat, everyone became even more suspicious. Everyone then focused on Javier, the Spanish translator with a bandaged hand from a recent bike accident. In a tense moment, Thelma pulled off Javier's bandage, thinking he might be hiding something. But there was only a real injury underneath, causing Javier pain and leaving the mystery unsolved. With distrust growing, Katarina started to question Alex about his past. Alex had been homeless before being hired and was a big fan of Oscar Brock, the author of Deus. He had translated the first 2 volumes from French to English on his own, hoping to impress Brock and become the main translator. His work had gained some notice online, which led Angstrom to hire him. In a curious moment, Alex claimed he could guess the first sentence of the 3rd volume, even though it hadn't been released. He wrote down his guess, combining elements from the previous books. Angstrom was surprised by Alex's clever guess, which deepened everyone's interest in him. The story takes a dark turn with Dario in the library, where he notices a terrible smell. His search leads to a shocking find. Helen has taken her own life with a rope, leaving her family forever. It seems that Angstrom's harsh words about her translation work pushed her over the edge. Just as everyone is shocked by this tragedy, Angstrom interrupts with loud news. 100 pages of the book have been leaked online. Oddly, no one was using any devices when the leak happened, which confuses everyone. Angstrom angrily accuses everyone there. The situation gets violent. Alex is beaten up badly, struggling to breathe, and Katos and Ingrid are scared and threatened. In a sudden turn, Katarina is shot in the stomach by Angstrom. Alex is also shot in the chest because of their conversation the night before. But Alex is saved by a thick book he was carrying that stops the bullet. Katarina, however, is seriously hurt and taken to the hospital. Seeing all the chaos, Alex decides to go to the police. The story goes back to Fontaine, who first introduced Angstrom as the publisher of Deus. Thinking over everything that happened and Angstrom's actions, Fontaine decides he can't support Angstrom anymore. He realizes that Angstrom wasn't keeping the translators in a bunker to protect the book, but to control the situation for his own gain. The tension rises when Angstrom, worried about losing money because of spoilers, acts out. He is the only one who knows the true identity of Oscar Brock. Fontaine believes the book Deus is valuable beyond just sales, and that people will read it even if spoilers are out there. But Angstrom reacts harshly and pushes Fontaine, who falls down the stairs and dies. Angstrom quickly hides any signs of their fight and takes a copy of the third Deus book. Then, he burns down Fontaine's bookstore, leaving only ashes. The story moves to Alex, who is at the police station facing Angstrom. Alex is very angry because Katarina is badly hurt, and he has just found out that Fontaine, who Angstrom killed, was his dad. The bookstore, where Alex grew up and learned to love books because of Fontaine's passion, was very special to him. This big shock makes Alex change his life completely. He decides not to just enjoy books, but to write them. He starts with a book called Deus and reveals a big secret. He himself is Oscar Brock. This truth comes out as the terrible events in the bunker are happening, showing that none of the extreme actions were needed before the police caught Angstrom. In a big twist, Alex shows that he is not just a fan, but the real brain behind the Deus books and the problems for Angstrom. Alex cleverly used fans worldwide to pressure Angstrom, using his real role as the author to correctly guess the first sentence of the third book. His goal was not the $80 million ear that Angstrom sent in a panic, but to show everyone how greedy the publisher was. Alex had first acted like a big fan of Oscar Brock, wanting to meet the unknown author, and used this story to trap Angstrom. As time went on, his plan worked smoothly. Alex had learned a lot about the translators from his father, Fontaine, and planned to use this knowledge from the 2nd to the 48th day of the translation process. But the plan went wrong with sad events, like Helen's death and Katarina's severe injury. Feeling sorry for Helen's unnoticed writing talent and Katarina's love for books, Alex stopped his complicated plan. In the end, Angstrom felt ashamed and guilty for what he did, and was jailed for trying to kill someone, while Alex, the real Oscar Brock, was happy with the outcome. The story shows that he was controlling everything from behind the scenes, and he ends the movie saying that no money from the third Deus book could be better than seeing Angstrom get what he deserved. The lesson, as Alex says, is a warning about the dangers in the book world. Always watch out for tricky publishers and hidden authors. Even popular books can cause big problems, so people who work with books should always be careful. This is where the movie story ends. Please think about liking, sharing, and subscribing.